access the system for the voluntary supplemental benefits and select life insurance, you will navigate to secure3-enroll.com/go/SOA. This brings up the benefit-focused login page. If you already have an account, you will enter your username and password to access the platform. If you are a new employee and have not created an account, you must do so by clicking Create an Account in order to enroll in the voluntary supplemental benefits and select life insurance. You will need to provide last name, date of birth, and the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. If you are not a robot, check the box and hit the Next button, and follow instructions to create a username and password and identify security questions to complete setting up the account. Once the account is created, you will log in using your username and password. The home page provides information about the timing of eligibility to make changes to the Voluntary Supplemental Benefits, or VSB, and select life insurance. There is also a list of benefits available. There are links to your profile, dependent information, and login information. If you have already enrolled in benefits, there will be a link titled Benefits as well, and the Get Started button will read Edit Your Benefits. Under Quick Links Learning Center, there is a user guide for the system. For the purposes of this tutorial, we are walking through the initial enrollment into the full suite of benefits, both VSB and select life insurance. State of Alaska employees are eligible for all the benefits illustrated here. Some political subdivision employees are as well. Only the benefits for which you are eligible will be options for you in this system. With that, let's get started using either button. If you are enrolling in benefits, across the top of the page you will see progress markers, beginning with Profile. Here you may edit your contact information to provide personal email, home, and cell phone numbers by hitting the Edit link next to your contact information. The other information on this page, including your address, is managed in another system and cannot be changed here. If change to any of this information is required, you will need to work through your employer to update. At this point, hit Next Step, Review Communication Preferences. Here you can set your communication preferences for receiving information from this benefit platform and from your employer by hitting the Edit links next to each. Under each option, you may choose to receive or not receive communications and provide the preferred email address. In this example, under Employer Preferences, I chose to receive communications and chose personal email. Once completed, be sure to hit Save Preferences. Once saved, you can check the update and continue to Next Step. Before you begin enrollment, you are offered the opportunity to add dependents. The dependents can be entered here or when enrolling for the benefits. This option allows for entering dependents one time, and they will populate for you where appropriate in the enrollment process. Another advantage to adding dependents at this point is if you plan to name a dependent as a beneficiary for any of the insurances, they become a button list of choices in the beneficiary sections as you work through each benefit enrollment. For instance, if your beneficiary for your life insurance is your spouse and they are added as a dependent at this point, they will show up as a button-click option if you choose Person in the beneficiary section where appropriate. To add, simply click Add Dependent and enter the required information. Here I entered a spouse as dependent and checked the box to use the employee address. Once complete, I hit Save and Add Another to add another dependent. After adding a child as the second dependent, I hit Save. This page shows the dependents with relationship, date of birth, gender, and an Actions drop-down box for editing or removing the dependent information. Once reviewed, click Next to continue. Now it is time to enroll in the benefits. This system walks a person through the enrollment step by step. The benefits for which you are eligible will be available for you to enroll. Begin enrollment for the first benefit for which you are eligible. If you are a State of Alaska employee, that will be the Basic Life coverage. Click Begin Enrollment to get started. For each benefit, there is a description at the top of the page. This one reads, Basic Life, Basic Dependent Life, and accidental death and dismemberment, or AD&D coverage, is provided free of charge to permanent and long-term non-permanent and part-time employees of the state of Alaska and eligible employees of participating political subdivisions. The amount of your benefit is determined by your bargaining unit. These first three benefits cannot be declined. This shows the basic life insurance as currently selected. Hit the Next button to continue. The next step is to name a beneficiary or beneficiaries for the basic life insurance policy. The system is showing there are no beneficiaries populated. To do so, click Add Beneficiary. Choose the beneficiary type. For this illustration, I chose Person, but you may also choose Organization, Trust, or Estate and hit Next to enter the appropriate information. As mentioned previously, since dependents were added before the enrollment began, they populate as options for beneficiaries when Person is chosen as the beneficiary type. At this point, a new beneficiary could be added by ticking the radio button, or, as the example shows, the dependent spouse is chosen as the beneficiary by ticking Use next to his information. Hit Next to continue. In this case, the beneficiary fields are populated with the dependent spouse information, and the only thing required to be entered is the phone number. If you were entering a new beneficiary, you would populate all of the required fields. Then hit Next. The spouse is added as beneficiary, and you must select primary or secondary from the beneficiary type drop-down box and enter the allocation percentage. Allocation percentage must add up to 100 for each beneficiary type. So primary beneficiaries and secondary beneficiaries must each equal 100%. If you have 3 primary or secondary beneficiaries and want them all as equal as possible, it would be 33%, 33%, and 34%. Additional beneficiaries could be added, but for this example, the spouse's primary and 100% of the benefit allocated to him. Once beneficiaries are entered, hit Next to progress. The second benefit is the basic AD&D plan provided by the employer at no cost to the employee. The benefit cannot be declined and shows as currently selected. Hit Next to continue. The third benefit is the basic dependent life plan provided by the employer at no cost to the employee. The benefit cannot be declined and shows as currently selected. Hit Next to continue. This is the summary page for the first 3 benefits provided by your employer. It shows the coverage amount, effective date, and no cost to you associated with the benefits. You can scroll down to see all of the benefits. The Edit Coverage button will take you back into the enrollment for each of the coverages, but since they cannot be declined, there isn't anything other than the beneficiary info to be updated. On the right-hand side of each benefit summary page, you will notice the cost summary box. As shown, the benefit elections indicate the number of benefits currently elected is 3. If you hit the down arrow, the benefits elected will appear, and it shows the cost you pay semi-monthly for those benefits. If you click the Show Details link below Beneficiaries, the beneficiaries you entered will show. You can use the Edit link next to Beneficiaries if changes need to be made. You can see I also hit the down arrow and the 3 coverages appear in the cost summary box. Very important to hit the Save button here. Every time you hit Save in this process, it records the elections and beneficiaries and takes you to the next step in the process. The fourth benefit is the business travel accident coverage. If you scroll up at this point, you will see the first 3 benefits in which you enrolled, including coverage amounts, effective date, who is covered, beneficiaries, and your cost. Scrolling back down, you can hit Begin Enrollment for the business travel accident coverage. The business travel accident plan is provided by the employer at no cost to the employee. The benefit cannot be declined and shows as currently selected. Hit Next to continue. Beneficiary or beneficiaries need to be identified for this insurance benefit. The system pulled the beneficiary used for the basic life insurance automatically. You can appoint this beneficiary by ticking the Use box, selecting the beneficiary type, primary or secondary, and entering the allocation. Or you could use the Edit button to remove this beneficiary, or click Add Beneficiary to enter different beneficiary information. You may have both primary and secondary beneficiaries, and for each category, the allocation must equal 100%. This is the process for all coverages that require beneficiary designation. The next button takes you to the summary page. Here you see the coverage amount, effective date, and no cost to you associated with the benefit. In the cost summary box, you can see the running total for the benefit selected. This is the same on each summary page, as is the ability to see the beneficiary designation. Once satisfied with elections, you must hit the Save button. The next enrollment is the Supplemental Life. Hit Begin Enrollment. On this page and on other for-purchase benefit pages, there is a short description of the benefit at the top and additional information you can access for more detail, a short video and FAQ about the benefit on the left-hand side of the page. You may choose a level of coverage or decline coverage. If you choose to decline coverage, a pop-up box will appear and you will be asked to confirm you are declining the coverage. Anytime you decline a benefit, you will be asked to confirm. Once you've selected the amount of coverage or declined, hit Next to continue. The system automatically pulled the beneficiary used previously. You can appoint or remove this beneficiary or add beneficiaries as previously described. The Next button continues enrollment. Here you may add AD&D covering you or you and your family if the required amount of supplemental life insurance has been elected. You will select one of the two plan options or decline coverage. Once you've selected the coverage option or confirmed the declination, you will be prompted to add beneficiaries. And again, the system automatically pulled the beneficiary used previously. You can appoint or remove this beneficiary or add beneficiaries as previously described. The Next button continues enrollment. Here you see the coverage amount, effective date, and the cost associated with the benefit. You can scroll down and see all the benefits, and the Edit Coverage button will take you back into the enrollment for the coverages, so if you wish to make changes, you can do so at this point. Once satisfied with elections, you must hit the Save button. The next benefit is Select Life and AD&D coverage. Click Begin Enrollment. You may choose coverage or decline coverage. Depending on your bargaining unit, the amount of coverage offered may be different. This life insurance can be carried into retirement from PERS if paying the premium at the time of termination. Once you have selected the plan or declined, you will be prompted to add beneficiaries. The system automatically pulled the beneficiary previously used. You can appoint or remove this beneficiary or add beneficiaries as previously described. The Next button continues enrollment. The summary page shows the coverage amount, effective date, and the cost to you associated with the benefits. The Edit Coverage button will take you back into the enrollment for the coverages, so if you wish to make changes, you can do so at this point. Once satisfied with elections, you must hit the Save button. The next benefit is short-term disability coverage. Click Begin Enrollment. You may choose coverage or decline coverage. Once you hit Select Plan or Decline Coverage, you will be taken to the enrollment page for the long-term disability benefit. You may choose Plan B or Plan C or decline coverage. Once you select a plan or decline, hit Next to continue. On the summary page, you see the coverage amount, effective date, and the cost to you associated with the benefit. You can edit the coverage and view the running total. These two benefits do not require beneficiary designation. Once satisfied with elections, you must hit the Save button. The final benefit for this enrollment process is critical illness coverage. Click Begin Enrollment to progress. If you entered your dependents before you began enrollment, your name and the dependents' names will appear under Who Do You Want to Cover on this plan. If you did not enter dependents before beginning enrollment, you may do so by clicking the Add Dependent link. As you click the names, you will see the cost of the benefit change. You may choose coverage at $15,000 or, scrolling down, at $30,000, or you can decline coverage. If you select a plan, an acknowledgement page will appear. Please read and acknowledge by ticking the box. You may hit Previous if you wish to go back into the enrollment, or Next to continue. On the summary page, you see the coverage amount, effective date, the cost associated with the benefit, and the persons covered. The Edit Coverage or Edit Plan button will take you back into the enrollment for the coverage, so if you wish to make changes, you can do so at this point. Once satisfied with elections, you must hit Save. This page declares enrollment complete, but there is one more step in the enrollment process. After reviewing the benefits by scrolling down the page, you will need to click the Complete Enrollment button. Once enrollment is completed, a Congratulations pop-up box is displayed with an enrollment confirmation number. It is recommended you write this number down. You can hit the down arrow button to see all the benefits elected. You can also view the benefits and edit them using the link at the bottom of the page. If you click Continue to Next Page, you are offered the opportunity to provide feedback. If you choose to participate, Next takes you through the survey. If you choose to skip the survey, you are returned to the home page. Here you'll notice you're welcomed by name. Your first name appears right up here. And there is a link now to benefits on the left-hand side of the page. If you want to review or make changes within the given time frame, you can click on Benefits or either of the Edit Your Benefits buttons. And that brings you to the end of the process of enrollment for your voluntary supplemental benefits and your select life insurance. Congratulations!